Hi, we're back to it. And this time, I didn't get coffee. You know, I said I was gonna, but then I opted not to because I think the problem isn't that, I'm not awake enough. It's that I think I've had enough caffeine to see between, like, the threads of reality, and now, like, words and meaning make no sense. Like, they're insignificant to the horrors that I've seen, like some sort of Lovecraftian thing. Um, anyway, I'm going to be doing this stream one-handed, which is fine because this game isn't completely that, like, I mean, it's not that complex. Because I've got my cat in my lap, and I believe he just farted. So that's a good smell. So if I like suddenly shout, it's probably because a claw went somewhere it shouldn't and it hurt. But right now he's being a good boy and purring for me, so I think we're okay. Anyway, hey, now that you've gone and thought about the concept of purpose, you might as well make one up for yourself. You turn around and walk towards the book hive. A handful of your friends hang out there, and there are a few rooms that are generally pretty danger-free, so why not? It's a little different to make yourself walk past the spookier rooms, but you manage to avoid the siren song of the brain room once more. Your destination tonight is the room that you usually watch your teal friends do homework in. Wow, you stink bad. It's understandable after your office experience with Torona that this is the neutral meeting ground. Unfortunately, a casual stroll through the stacks uncovers no friends at all. Damn. You consider trying a higher stakes locale, but wait. You see a shoe peeking out from one of the bigger hexagonal book hole things shelves. Really doesn't maximize space to have half the shelf space like that. To have shelves space like that. I mean, yeah, but they're bug people, so that's how they would do. Okay, he's off. He's off doing his own thing now. Whatever. If you get caught up in trying to make paltry shit like troll bookshelves make sense, you'll drive yourself into madness before you can figure out if the shoe belongs to someone you know. You walk towards it. The shoe is revealed to be on the strut pod of a troll whose head is I'm just barely peeking out over a book, and nope, a jade, but not one of your friends. Whoever it is curls up smaller into the hexagon, burying her face deeper into the scribble journal of the gullible wiggler. It's not the most inviting posture, to be sure. The polite thing to do would be to keep moving, probably, but you're a little off about that. You gently nudge your foot into hers where she's still peeking out of the shelf and ask her if she's okay. It'll clear your conscience, if nothing else. The book lowers. I'm great. I'm just going on a journey of the imagination through some classic literature. Nothing to see here. Oh man, another kid. You know, young trolls have to handle themselves as much as older ones, but as well acquainted as you are with the facade of pretending you're exactly where you're supposed to be, you get the feeling that she's not exactly telling the truth. So you're equipped to help. Plus, it's not like you haven't befriended some tween sweep equivalents here on Alternia already. You successfully didn't get murdered by amnesia, and you made a passable job befriending Torona and Kakuro. Though sometimes you wake up shaking, the remnants of a dream when you failed them on a loop in your brain where you shake the horror from your mind and try not to look as threatening as possible. Not as particularly hard for you as you speak. So I guess that's like on all of the times you fucked up and lost instead. You still get the feeling that she might need some help, so you ease into it. Maybe she'll open up if you talk a bit. You talk to her about this book hive has huge galleries full of brains and jars if she wants to go check it out. Woo. Oh, it's that face. I read something on Twitter that says that cats don't actually meow. Like, feral, like, adult cats don't meow because that's a thing that kittens do. And, so, logically, and they do it just as a way to communicate with humans when they keep it up. So, logically, a cat mewing is like them going, hello? Or some sort of equivalent. It's like baby talk. I want to see. She unfolds herself from her hiding spot, brushing invisible dust off her skirt as she stands. She rocks back on her heels and cocks her head. Her lock. Isn't lock spelled with like a K and maybe an E? Bouncing against her shoulders. I'm Wanchi. Also, I know who you are if you were wondering. I wouldn't go wandering off with just anyone, quest for brains or not. I know the voice I'm supposed to do for this, but I'm also a 30-year-old man. And I have some self-respect still remaining in the vestiges of what's left of my soul. And so I'm not going to, as best as I can. I may be only 5.5 sweeps. Fuck it. But I'm not stupid, is what I mean, really. She seems less afraid, but she's still got a nervous edge to her voice, so you try and be a force of calm, a real motherfucking glade of plug-in and zen, syncing up the whole place with your chill vibes. You walk together towards the atrium, making small talk the way. You apologize if you made it seem like she didn't look like she belonged here. You're just not used to seeing so young jades outside the caverns. She side-eyes you with like she's weighing the implications of what you just said. Okay, I see there's no use trying to fool you. I may have done a small jailbreak. Do they not have enough books in the caverns or something? She brushes you off in favor of her own question. Of course we have books. You didn't answer me before. What the brain? All right. You round the curve of the room and point to the window. Think pans. Woo. Oh. I don't think I'm supposed to pronounce that. On her tiptoes, she peeks through the bottom of the windows. I've never seen one up close before, she says. She tries the handle, but still as locked as it ever was. Or always was. She looks at you expectantly. Well, can we go in or what? Her surly, there's so many voices I could do. I could be like, oh, and I should just do that. I should just do that rather than saying I could. A surly-eyed guard starts not so subtly watching you, drumming her fingers on the handle of her mace. Globes, you were trying so hard to be cool and approachable that you fucked up and forgot this room was off limits. Taking a kid to break and enter is, well, pretty much on par for the course, actually, but it's not really what you meant to be doing. Now you saw it looking only, now you're done. Great, time to move along. Lame. Wanchi doesn't want to pick up on the danger behind, or doesn't pick up on the danger behind her, even with your hurried speech. You change the subject to why she broke out of the caverns, if not to look for more books, and start walking, hoping she'll follow you. She doesn't. Oh, I was trying to get into BeastCon. It's a convention for all kinds of cool stuff, but I want to go for a soldier per beast meetup. My fanfiction's pretty popular. Ooh, woo. I'm enjoying it. I have lots of friends going. So this is like what's it, Warrior Cats? I don't know, people give it shit, but it's just like, it's whatever, right? I'm trying to think of the weird shit that I was into as a kid. I think just being a child is being into weird, cringy shit that you care too much about. And, like, that's okay? I don't know why that can't be okay. Just let kids have fun. Fuck it, I don't know. I have a lot of friends going. I thought maybe I could make friends with some of them. But I don't really know what was going on out there, so I got lost. She takes a breath and then a step and finally then stops and clasps her hands together. Ooh. The guards start walking. You eyeball the exits all the way down the curved staircase. You can make it, but you can't just leave her here to take the fall. Wanchi keeps talking, oblivious. Lincia is always complaining about how you're everyone's best friend and how you know so much. Do you know where the con is? Ooh. We go together. The guard's getting closer and you start to make a decision fast. Take her. Anything to get the both of you out of here. Let's go. Oh, I mean, like, I was wondering, like, why pretend to take her was a thing, but I thought it meant, like, take her out of the building, but it means take her to Warrior Cat Con. Is that a thing? Is there an actual Warrior Cat convention? Hold on. I gotta Google Warrior Cats. I've seen some weird ass shit that I didn't want to see, but I guess it's a thing. Maybe? Really don't understand what this is. I feel like I'm like, oh, no, wait, this is Warrior Conference, which is something else. All of these men look too old to be into Warrior Cats. And then that's a furry. You can't see any of this, and it's for your benefit that you can't. I'm just gonna just continue. Anything to get the both of you out of here. Grabbing her hand, you say you know the way to make her run for the door. She whoops and scurries down the stairs behind you. A quick glance back at the guards, taking her hands off her mace, reassuring you that you've moved fast enough. Once you're around the corner from the book hive, you stop to catch your breath.
Whoa, stop now. Lead the way, alien friend.
You wave her enthusiasm off. She's out of breath herself. She can hold her hoofbeats for a minute while you locate your fucking bearings, you think. You looked this con up earlier when Tiguri and Polypa invited you. They said it was fun, that the death toll was high enough to be interesting but low enough to be manageable, and that you'd be safe with them. Still, you chickened out. You guess changing your mind and going could be okay. You're definitely anxious about bringing Wanshi along, but seems like she's hell-bent on attending anyway, so maybe the best thing you can do is be a responsible chaperone. Plus, none of your friends can make you feel better protected than Polypa. That's the, like, just enormous hell beast woman that just, like, destroys and kills. Gorgle Map says it's not far. Well, you've dealt with plenty of dangerous clusterfucks before, so what's one more? You're a pile of regular Gil's Corey of bullshit scenarios. Pile of those some bitches on. You bow as you gesture down the sidewalk that you will lead the way towards the outskirts of town. Wanshi curtsies and follows your direction. So, I would assume that the fans of a Warrior Cats like thing would be her age group was like tween. So like wouldn't then therefore they all be people that were still locked up wherever she was supposed to be locked up? But no, wait, Amnesia. But Amnesia looked older than her. It's hard to tell ages of trolls. I don't know. Seems like she doesn't need you to come up with things to talk about. She's like a chatty sunflower, pulled towards the bright newness of everything she sees, chock full of commentary about all of it.
Well, I've read about the moonlight dove, but seeing it makes everything glow. Everything glows totally different. Look at the dew on this prickle front. If you get up close and look, you can see the reflection on your own eye and the moon's.
Are the O's and W's capitalized? Is that what it is? You do, and as she does, damned if a bunch of orbs reflect. If that isn't a bunch of orbs reflected back at you, floating on the curve of a purpley green mistiness. Her curiosity isn't overwhelming or draining in the slightest. You tell her that it's kind of nice, actually, to meet someone who is experiencing this place for the first time.
Yeah. The caverns are fine, but there's so much to see out here. Oh. Everyone else tries to sneak out, so I don't know why it took me so long to try. No, actually, I do. I was getting in trouble, and it sucks, and I hate it. But it worked out here. Here we are, experiencing it all together.
Yeah, you feel your anxiety lifting just a little. Just the part that was applicable to this particular situation. Still, that's a win. Walking and talking and taking in the night makes time pass quickly. You ask her how she ended up in the book hive to begin with.
Snuck out when Linear was supposed to be giving me a boring jade duty lesson, but with yelling. I don't have a Palma, so I couldn't look up the column once I was away from my stop. So I just wandered around until I gave up and found the book hive.
That's a powerful nerd homing beacon that she must have. Once she flexes, you know it. You smell what's coming around the corner before you see it. You sidestep your fair share of corpses in your travels, and have you had your hand in creating a few more. You know how to prepare yourself. Wanshi, on the other hand, you know the brooding caverns aren't exactly diaper baby summer camp of innocence, but you've also not sure how much viscera she may or may not have seen. No matter how your respective levels of gore viewing experience, you both stop short when it comes to view. Whoa. She takes a tentative step towards what's left of the troll, then retreats, hovering close to you. You feel like you should keep moving, like you should avert your eyes and carry on, or whatever the fuck, before the drones come by to clean up, but she's still staring. Her steps, when she finally takes them, are soft. She crouches down and leans with reverent scrutiny.
Looks different, not in a jar.
You wonder to yourself as Wanshi shakily takes it all in, if bloodthirstiness is a trait only certain trolls are born with, or if they have it ground into them by necessity, by expectation, by entitlement, by fear. Next, I love the music on this track. This is a good one. I'm a sucker for like piano crap like this. Like late night driving with this kind of jam. Light rain. No one on the road. Aesthetic as fuck. Next, because your brain is wired around itself, you wonder the same about humans. Wanshi doesn't look away for a while. You go over to put your hand on her shoulder, and she stands up and walks away with you. There's no ceremony to it. No placing of leaves over the remains. No prayer.
I don't get it.
She doesn't finish her sentence. She takes your hand and pulls you back in a direction where you were walking. She looks confused. Why do they have media? There's a certain level of freedom that comes with having media, right? Like having entertainment implies a certain level of like freedom, right? Like they're essentially like hostages and slaves to this planet where there are like kill squads, and if you try and break out, you're just murdered. And your entire existence is exclusively for and only to serve the needs and wants of a vicious dictator. But like, that's the sound of the other video rendering. But like, why would they have entertainment? Who's making Warrior Cats? Who's making anime for that one dude? Where are they getting it? And if they're a warlike race, which it seems like they are, why even... I think I'm thinking too hard about this. I guess someone has to do it, and I guess someone has to make like products for the queen, or maybe like people just naturally want to have some sort of creativity in their lives. I mean, like with humans at least, I don't know how it is with trolls, but with humans, like having creativity is important to like, if you see something that is interesting, if there's something thought-provoking, it will change your life and it will help your life. Like, it is as necessary, like, beauty and artistic, stuff is as necessary to the development of a human mind as is food in a lot of ways. But yet, I don't understand how or why trolls would have the time, energy, or really just desire. I guess they're so used to just rampant death that it's fine, but I'm rambling. She doesn't finish her sentence. She takes your hand and pulls you back in the direction you were walking. She looks confused, like she's still trying to work out what she just saw. I guess you could have been given her more time to process it, but you're not sure comprehending death is something you really want, and just like a thing that you can just like figure out in the wilderness with an alien in one night. After a few minutes of silence, you point out the call of some flat beasts, and she mimics it and smiles. Soon thereafter, the pointy tints of the con rise above the horizon. Wanshi starts running, dragging you behind her.
Oh shit, here we come!
She's vibrating out of her skin. You're basically doing the same, though less with the excitement thing and more with the emotional whiplash thing. Whatever, you can work with that. You attempt to dig into the new vibe as you walk up to the gates. There are vendors and artists and trolls around. It's like some unholy combination of an anime con and a Renaissance fair, but with more people walking around and sporting recently inflicted limps. In an attempt to not focus on that, you look around for your other friends. Ask her what she's excited to see and do here before her meetup starts. Does she want snacks? It looks like there are snacks.
Yeah, I want some frazzle jars, fluff candy in a bit. But yeah, there's a lot to do. Woo. There's a troll bar riding and cosplay competition.
You cut her off. Doesn't she mean cosplay? There are trolls you think might be into cosplay, or maybe that's just like how trolls dress.
Yeah, there's that too, but you don't want to get your claws bloody.
Oh, geez, there are your old nerves coming back. You really hope that bringing her here was okay. There are other young trolls roaming around, so you're probably good? I mean, you try and not think about the bodies all over as an omen, but there are bodies all over the place here on Alternia. You pull out your palm husk and consider your friends. You probably message Polypa and Tigiri to see where they're at, but your thumb gravitates towards Bronya's gripe profile. Right when you decide that you're being dumb and pull out your phone, a lot of things happen at once. One, she starts pulling you towards a dude in a utility kilt handing out flyers. A bowel-rending sound rends. Bowel-rending sound rends. Well, your bowels, and then a massive armored beast with a huge, beefy biceps hurtles through the grounds, hollering and grinding tents and con-goers alike into bent, splintered pulp. Oh God. Wanshi stares, frozen, as the beast rampages towards you both.
Oh no.
She whimpers and looks at you, comprehension and fear etched into her features. You did this. You brought her here. You let this happen to her, and she knows it. Your picture, 100 outcomes, 1,000,000. You wanted to work towards the end where you could save everyone who hasn't already gotten squished. You elected Grand Human, and are elected Grand Human. And no one ever gets fucking trampled again, but there's no time for that one. Instead, you pick up Wanshi, give her a quick hug, and throw her into the closest bush. With what's left of your adrenaline-filled noodle arm strength, you reach for the handle of your katana, or reach for the handle of a katana from a vendor's rack and hope to fuck it's not only for display. You've never felt less prepared to take something on in your life. You've never felt more sure you had to. In the end, it's no choice at all. The beast charges you, teeth bared, rainbow bloodied, and holding your position, pinky and ring finger tight near the bottom of the handle like Tigiri taught you. When it leaps at you, tackling you to the ground. Someone actually did kendo. Yeah, you control all the force with your pinky. That's why Yakuza cut their pinkies off if they fuck up. Because now you can't fight anymore because you're a little bitch like that. That's the idea anyway. When it leaps at you, tackling you to the ground, you bury the blade into his chest. The claw bear lays on top of you, the last of its life twitching out of it as it presses your life out of your lungs in return. Through your darkening visions and under a furry dead weight pinning you to the ground, you see her from the edge of the woods, eyes wide and watery with understanding. Wanshi picks herself up. Dead. Oh. Well, shit then. Yeah, that's about the end of that one. Dying randomly to a beast? Not the best. I guess I could have just pretended to take her, but I guess that's the other ending. If you want to see this ending, or the other ending, or any of the other endings for any of the other ones that I didn't do, let me know. Drop it in the comments. Just tell me the things. If you want to actually get these videos sent to you, subscribe, suck on the bell, kick the bell, like ring the bell, whatever the fuck, and then be entered to win a chance to see any other video I put out. It's not guaranteed, you know. Entry is free. However, an entry does not mean that you will necessarily win the chance to see one of my shitty videos. But that is how YouTube works. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know. If you didn't, let me know. I will see you guys next time for whenever that is. I will probably be interspersing other videos for the rest of this week, and then I need to get caught up and do whatever this hellish one that, well, is right down here at the bottom of the list. I need to go and buy it. I'll probably not do it like today, but I'll have it recorded by the end of the week, I think. So you should be seeing it soon. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you had a good time. But anyway, goodbye.